here.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Batman animated series toy line. We're going to look at 3 semi-heroes today, and we're going to look at 3 villains the next time, and then we're going to look at a special treat on the last day. We're going to do 3 videos about these. Shout out to Tyler Snowflake L, who is part of Toy Detox, part of the Cool Table Network, and a good friend and great show. He let me borrow these, and let me borrow them some time ago, and then he's been on my back about getting them reviewed. So I'm getting them reviewed, but I'm not reviewing all these figures. He brought all of them, like the Mad Hatter's in there, and I mean, all of them are in there. So I'm not reviewing all of them. I figure I choose 3 good guys and 3 bad guys and look at those and then look at a little special treat and call it a day. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And what I love about these figures are the display bases, at least in part. So it's just interesting. Like, I love this. Like the character designs, the turnarounds as they call it. And this is from Batman Adventures. I'm guessing there's probably a Batman from the animated series as well. Like, you know, this is when they had Nightwing and Robin and all that. Like season 4, I believe. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's just awesome. Now, unfortunately, there's trouble in paradise because the stand for it is not as awesome. So this is grooved, and you connect this as such. And then you have this piece that goes on. Sorry for the cut. So the way that this one works isn't so bad, but a lot of the other ones are. But you would just drop his cape over, you know, and then use the display stand, and that is just awesome. It's sharp, it's clean, it's a very nice display. He also comes with an alternate cape, so you take the head off, you swap out the capes, and this has like the cape over the shoulders, like the classic animated series look. He also comes with a black Batarang that's beautifully sculpted, really thin here, so be careful, and a grappling hook that can fire, you know, so that's nice as well. The Batarang can be held really clean with this one type of holding hand. It's one of the best holds of a Batarang I've ever seen. Like, it's just really sharp and clean. A lot of times it's very difficult to pull off. And then for the grappling hook, there's a hand with the grappling hook already sculpted in it, so you would just swap that out. Speaking of hands, he comes with a few of them. So you have the left, the left Batarang holding hand, and then it seems like you have 2 of the same, which is a bit weird. You know, like it would have seemed best to have a left and a right, so that's a bit strange, but that's what's in this bag. And then you have a left and a right fist hand, so that's cool. You have a left and a right relaxed hands, kind of, or I'm going to get you hands, or you can hold the wrist of another character or whatever hands. And then, of course, the Batarang holding hand, or the grappling gun holding hand. All right, so let's talk about the figure. Unfortunately, all of these kind of have the same pros and cons, so this might get a little repetitive. But let's talk about the detailings, and then we'll talk about the articulation. So the face is painted and sculpted beautifully. The eyes are painted. The cowl is sculpted, I think, 100% terrific. It's awesome. And then the bat symbol is sculpted and painted. The single line musculature is sculpted. I think all of this is painted. Like, I don't think this is just casted plastic, because as I've been manipulating the joints, I'm getting little pieces coming off. So that would be my guess. So also use caution when you're manipulating them. The gloves are sculpted, painted. The shorts, their briefs are painted. They're not sculpted, which is a bit of a bummer. And then the belt is sculpted and painted. And then the boots are sculpted and painted. So it looks really good. Really sharp. The head is on a ball. Actually, the head might be on I think the head is on a double ball peg, which is nice. So you get the head down to there, up to there, and then the swivel. Confused dog look. And then you have the shoulders, which are on disc hinges. They only get you out to there. And then swivel all the way out to at least 90 degrees and probably the full range. Bicep swivel and hinge to a little shy of 90 degrees. And then wrist swivel and hinge in out. Same for the other side. And these are 2 kind of relaxed pose hands. We have a waist swivel. And then we have basically universals for hips, but they're like the Mattel style DC Universe universals, so they look terrible when you go to use them outward. And then the forward motion is fine. The belt is a softer plastic, so it will give a bit as you go to articulate it. The knee is on a single hinge that gets you shy of 90 degrees, and then the ankle is on a hinge, so you get an ankle tilt up to there, down to there, and then a rocker as well. So there are, various amounts of articulation points on this guy, but it's kind of the same story with all of them. Just because of the engineering and design of the articulation, it's not really practical to use. Moving on to Nightwing, same style base, and I love it. Not the same style stand. This stand is more commonly used with the rest of these figures, even though this one's grooved, and oh, this one is too. Okay, so then this slides into there, and then you have this thing. Now, this is my beef with these. They do this so that you can control, because this, slides in through here, so you can control where you want the figure, but then you have this stuff that hangs off the end, so like it's not a clean display stand, and then these aren't, on all of them, they aren't all tensioned well. This one is done pretty well, but this is the stand they use, and at least they give you a stand. He comes with 2 weapons, like a wingerang, let's say, but it looks really good. Cool sculpt as well, and then a pair of binoculars that are all sculpted and painted, and they look really good. It's a really nice accessory. Then he comes with 2 binocular holding hands, 2 wingerang holding hands, and 2 more options, it feels like, for wingerang holding hands. So, and they're all for left and right, and then the 2 fist hands that come stock on them. And the hands can hold the accessories with no problem. And now let's talk about the figure. Once again, we'll talk about the detailings because there are very few, and that is the Nightwing crest. All the way around, but it is completely sculpted and painted with a nice blue. And then the head, the mask is sculpted and painted, the eyes are painted, and the hair is painted and sculpted and looks terrific. For articulation, this might be a double ball peg also. It's hard to tell. It's a little loose, but you get down to there, up to there, confused dog look, and swivel. Shoulders are on disc hinges. They get you 90 degrees on this one. No bicep swivel, but you get a elbow hinge that gets you 90 degrees, and then you get the swivel at the elbow. Wrists are on swivels and hinge in out. Waist swivel, same sort of stupid hips that get you weird sculpts, and it gets you articulation forward and back to there. Knees are on a single hinge that gets you just shy of 90 degrees, and the ankles are on a hinge that get you a tilt up to there, down to there, and a bit of a rocker too. So this is actually one of the more efficient ones that I've looked at with these. I'm only going to look at 6 of these guys, but this is one of the better working ones, this Nightwing figure. Next up, we have Catwoman with the same display, which I am absolutely in love with, the base anyway. And then we have the same sort of standard thing that they've been doing with the rest of them that I have mixed feelings about. She actually comes with a small cat, which is nice, just like the one from the cartoon. The eye paint, the yellow goes outside the eyeball. I'm not sure if that's accurate on either. The head is on a ball joint, so you get some articulation out of that. And it is a decent sculpt, and then all of the legs are on little swivels, and the tail, I thought that could move too, but maybe not. But it is a cool little sculpt and a nice accessory. She also comes with a pair of binoculars. This is a very binocular focused set, and they're painted and sculpted nicely. She comes with a stolen necklace. You know what? Maybe I'm not being fair. Maybe someone bought it for her. I'm just assuming, and I shouldn't assume. I'm stereotyping Catwoman. And this is painted completely, I think. The blue gets a little outside the line, but it is sculpted very well. And then, of course, her signature whip, which is just a softer plastic, and it has like the little, split ends down at the bottom, and that's nice as well. She comes with swap out hands, including 2 relaxed style hands and 2 holding hands. She can hold the binoculars, and she can also hold the whips and pearls. Now, this is just hanging on there with gravity, but just to prove it, in case there's someone that wouldn't believe me, there it is in that hand, and it's held just fine. Now let's talk about the figure. We'll talk about the detailing. So we have the black paint, the skin tone. I do feel like this head sculpt is a little off. It's almost a little too cat-like, but it's not hateful. And then we have the eyes that are painted, and then the lips that are painted, the mouth, the eyeballs, all that kind of stuff. The belt is sculpted and painted. The paint isn't on this one 100%. This isn't one of the better ones of the set. But this is also from the animated series, which is one of the earlier figures, so I'm guessing most of these got better as they went along. The head itself is on a double ball peg. So you get down to there, up to there, swivel, and around. The black gloves are painted, and I think that's it. This gray might be a paint too. Like I said, it's hard to really tell. The arms are on disc hinges. They get you out to there, and then the swivel all the way around. No bicep swivel, but you get it at the elbow with a single hinge that gets you shy of 90 degrees. Wrist swivel and hinge in out. No waist swivel on this one, and no waist swivel on the Harley Quinn either, which is another one we're looking at. We do have the same dumb hips. They get you forward to there, and they get you out to there. No, you can get one more. You might be able to get another one, but I'm not comfortable pushing it. You don't want to go. You don't want to push it too far anyway because it looks absurd. We already did this, right? Forward to there. And then we have a single knee hinge that gets you just shy of 90 degrees, and then we have an ankle. A boot swivel here, so that gets you an ankle swivel, and then a ankle rocker right here where it plugs in. So it's not really an ankle rocker, it's like a toe rocker, but it's connected to the heel, so it works. And then an ankle tilt that gets you up to there that looks absurd, and back to there, which looks good. And then there's the back of the figure. So it's not bad, but it's not really great either in terms of just, and I'm not even talking about in terms of articulation that we already know is going to be limited, but just in terms of the overall sculpt and presence, because the head is a little off, and then the paint job on the belt is not the best. Final thoughts wise, basically what it comes down to is your display. And we're going to talk about this with the villains as well. Like, it's just, like, they're sculpted really well and they're painted fairly well. Some are better than others, but for the most part, they're painted very well. They have a really sharp, clean look and a sharp display stage. And if you're just having them pose in a stoic pose, like right across the board, almost like a character scale lineup, like the Sumbo chart or something, you'll be 100% satisfied. But if you want to do like dynamic displays with dioramas and epic poses and all this kind of stuff, this just isn't the line. But I don't think it's trying to be the line. But as long as you understand that, I definitely recommend it. We'll talk a little bit more in detail next time when we look at the villains, because then we'll have wrapped up the series that I'm going to do here. But all in all, I do recommend them as long as you understand their limitations and are okay with them. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time.